Rita Taylor is the Rolf Harris of the psychic world. When the spirits move her, she paints portraits of people who have passed over to the other side. Rita's here with me now with some of her eerie etchings, along with one of her clients, Doreen Winder. Welcome, thanks for coming in today. When did you realise that you had the psychic power?
Well, really from a very tiny child it started. I used to love to draw but could never get likenesses to people.
So you couldn't, because you actually sketch the spirits that come through to you?
Yes, I do.
And you couldn't draw before at school? You were
Oh no, I can't really draw at all. Not with the drawings that I get. I'm hopeless at drawing.
So Doreen, you went to Rita and she actually drew some of your relatives.
That's right, my mother-in-law and my father.
Can we have a look at some of them?
That's my mother-in-law.
That's your mother-in-law.
And the photographs are like this.
That is a really close likeness, isn't it? Were you surprised when Rita drew
Not
such a
surprised
close...
because I'd seen her work before, but absolutely delighted and thrilled to get mother-in-law.
Who's the gentleman
and that's
there?
my father.
And your father too came through. Do the spirits talk to you while you're drawing them?
Oh yes, I do communicate with them. Yes.
So they're kind of giving you a reading as well as...
Yes, yes. I think really what they're doing is they prove to the sitter that it's definitely them, and usually they have some kind of information that's just they would know about and I wouldn't.
Because you've got some stories of eerie things that have happened. Tell us some of the stories you were telling me earlier. They were fascinating.
Well, I had which one? I'll tell you about
the rhubarb.
The rhubarb, yes. I had a young girl with me, and I was talking to her, and I had a very good link with her father, who'd passed over with a heart attack. And all of a sudden, he stood and waved a slice of bread and a stick of rhubarb at me, and I didn't know quite how I was supposed to translate it, because you can't always hear. Sometimes they will sort of impress their message on your mind. And anyway, I didn't take any notice, and after a while he began to wave it about quite vigorously. And I said, do you know why your father would wave this rhubarb and bread at me? So she burst into tears. It took me half an hour to calm her down, and she said, well, that was my dad's favourite sandwich, rhubarb sandwich.
Do you think that a lot of people might think it's just telepathy, that you're reading an image that she may be thinking so strongly of her father holding the rhubarb and bread that she kind of passed the message through to you?
Well, if I was very good at telepathy, I could say, oh, probably, but then she's really got to be thinking of her father and his rhubarb sandwich at the same time.
That's true. Who else have you got here?
This is an Icelandic lady who...
now that is almost a copy of the photograph, isn't it?
Yeah, she's come back. I think they look a little bit younger.
Do spirits decide which age they want to stay at?
I think they do. This little girl, for instance, I did this about 4 weeks ago, and she should be 18 now, but she's come back exactly the same age as she was when she passed, when she was 10.
Because you have a story of a young lady who came to you and you drew her sister, wasn't it, or something?
Yes, I drew her sister, and it was very much, well, it was half like her mother, and she didn't know that it was her sister. Her mother told her afterwards she'd lost a child.
But how could she be sure that that was her sister, because she wouldn't have known how she'd grown up to look like?
Well, possibly because of the likeness to the mother, especially when she was younger, and also because I gave her the name that the baby was baptised with before the funeral.
So Doreen, did it bring you comfort to know that your parents were in the spirit world?
I'm aware of spirit, and I was aware of spirit and of the spirit world.
So you were a believer anyway before this?
Yes, but it's still, it's confirmation, and any confirmation brings joy to us. And
because you were talking about déjà vu earlier, and you were saying that you don't believe in having lived lives before, and that's why you remember places. You think that spirits...
I do think that spirit contact you, because I think nowadays that the places change so quickly. You've got buildings that go up and come down overnight, and many people have that feeling. They know what's around the corner and they've never been to a place before. I think it's a contact with somebody on the other side who is telling them where they're going to go.
Really? And I mean, do they instantly come to you when, I mean, are you sort of going around supermarkets and there's ghosts, or not ghosts, but spirits following people? I mean, do you see them all the time, or...?
I could if I wanted
or
to,
do you
but
really
I
have to
don't.
sit and concentrate on the person that you're
Yes,
with?
I
mean, you
really.
did a reading with me earlier, and you came up with a picture, which I haven't yet identified as anybody that is in my family that's passed away, but I shall take it home and show my mother, and hopefully she might know who he is. So did you actually see this man while you were drawing?
Must have done, because I told him, I told you the colour of his hair, which I think was on your mum's side, so somehow I do see them, but I can't really explain to you how.
Because talking about colour of hairs and different things, you were saying to the makeup lady when she was doing your face that she shouldn't wear black, and that if she changed the colour that she wore, her whole life would change. Do you really believe that you can put that much emphasis on colour?
Oh yes, I think colour plays a great part in our life, and I don't think half of us realise how strong it is. You can make yourself feel better. I think sometimes if you're tired, very often you can put something red on and it'll give you a great energy. And I think black is not a good colour.
But I mean, nearly every teenager is walking around totally in black at the moment.
But that'll change, you see. Then all of a sudden you'll get the blues and you'll get colours in. We seem to run in phases with fashion, don't you think? We go through the dark colours and then we suddenly come into the bright again. I hope for the bright, and I think that the lighter colour we wear, the lighter our natures will become.
Well, we'll all have to remember that. Thank you very much. That was lovely stories. Thank you.
Thank you.